All right, welcome back to the Man in the Middle. I'm your host, Bill West. Uh, Normally, I do my secondhand treasures at the end of the week because they sort of peter in through the mail between Monday and Saturday. But today, I made it over to my local Goodwill Bookstore, and I don't know how many out there actually have one of those around. It's actually, a bookstore run by Goodwill. I We used to have one, where I live, but they, oh my God, my glasses are tilted. Oh well, until I get my new ones, I guess this is, how we're just gonna have to deal with it. That or I can take them off. Okay, that's better. It's a bookstore and donation center, but we used to have one where I live, and unfortunately they don't anymore. But I went over to had to run and go get a prescription at the next town over, which is 4 miles away. So, and I hit up the Goodwill bookstore there. I hadn't been there in several years, and I got a haul, got a real haul. So we're just going to go over you know what I picked up. I just need to pull everything out of the bag. I mean, I got some good stuff. Okay. There. All right. The first thing we got, and I'm gonna have to find a way to get the stickers off these annoy me without ruining the books. Uh, Marion Zimmer Bradley, Darkover, First Contact. It has Darkover Landfall and Two to Conquer. Two to Conquer is probably my favorite Darkover novel. It might in fact be the first one I read. Uh, I know there's a lot of uh, controversy about Marion Zimmer Bradley and what she may or may not have done to her daughter when her daughter was growing up. I didn't hear any of that until after uh, she passed away, and I pretty much have my Darkover collection. I can be a fan of the work without being a fan of the person. I can separate the two. Uh, would I have bought any Darkover novels written by her had I known? Probably not. But uh, are, are not probably not brand new. Let's put it that way. Had I known, I would have waited to used bookstores where she wouldn't be making her estate wouldn't be making any uh, money off of it, which is what I did with this. This is dealing with the very early days of Darkover. Darkover Landfall says the colony ship from Earth had been on its way to the Coronis colony, a flourishing mining settlement where crews of engineers and technicians had been working for 10 years preparing the planet for settlement and studying its ecology. But disaster had struck. Thrown off course by a gravitational storm, the ship lost its orientation equipment in the first shock and been forced to locate the nearest star system with a potentially habitable planet and try to land. One third of the crew had been killed in the crash, and the other had been and the ship had been critically damaged, but the remaining colonists still entertained the hope that to prepare and escape from the cold but beautiful planet with a huge red sun and 4 moons, but until the ghost wind, carrying psychedelic pollen, started to blow and Darkover's Aboriginal native race claimed them for their own. He, sort of a first contact situation gone bad. Two to conquer. After the flaming final days of the Ages of Chaos, when the keeper known as Varzel the Good struggled to bring peace to the warring Hundred Kingdoms through a law called the Compact, there were still those who fought against him for their own ends, and Bard the Asturian, the outlaw known as the Wolf of the Kilgard Hills, would go to any extreme to bring those near him under his brutal sway. When Matrix magic enables him to bring his double, an earthling named Paul Harrell, the vast reaches of space to dark over, he feels he will now be invulnerable. But will his equally brutal doppelganger be the man to finally teach him the cost of vengeance? Oh, there's Buttercup. She's usually my co-host. Okay, let's go. I got two by Vicki Peterson. The Touch Twilight and City of Souls. These are in her the Sign of the Zodiac series. Uh, Probably up there with Kim Harrison and David Butcher for urban fantasy. I absolutely love this series. Let's see which one was first. These are third and fourth. You know, at one time I had all the books. I don't know what happened to them. Still trying to, so I'm trying to, rebuild my collection. And Touch of Twilight. Joanna Archer has reluctantly accepted the roles destiny assigned her: Avenger, Savior, Destroyer. On the surface, she's a sexy, sophisticated socialite at home among the beautiful people of the Las Vegas upper crust. But Joanna Archer inhabits another world, a place ordinary humans cannot see, a dangerous dimension where eternal battle rages between the agents of light and shadow, and Joanna is both. Stalked by an enigmatic doppelganger from a preternatural realm, Joanna can feel the light failing, which is propelling her toward a terrifying confrontation with the ultimate master of evil, the Dark Lord of Shadow, her father. Vegas is all about winning big or losing everything. To save her friends, her future, her worlds, Joanna Archer must gamble it all by fully embracing the darkness inside her. And in The City of Souls, in Sin City, a little girl suffers from a strange and terrible malady. If she dies, the light will die along with her. Warrior, Avenger, Joanna Archer has survived countless otherworldly terrors and has found her rightful place among the agents battling the all-pervasive evil of the Shadow, even as she struggles against the darkness within herself. A war is raging for Las Vegas, a city without a heart, one that catapults Joanna into a new world hidden from mortal sight. In this lethally seductive alternate dimension, the lines blur between good and evil, love and hate, and here lies the last hope for the light. But Joanna's price of admission is a piece of her own soul, and the odds of her escaping are slim to none. I actually used to talk to Vicki Peterson on Facebook. We whenever she had a new book out, she would chat. We would chat. It was fun. I have quite a few authors. Uh, Weather Warden novel, Gale Force. I covered this a couple of videos ago. Weather Warden Joanne Baldwin is taking a vacation from her duties when her idol is interrupted by her worst nightmare, reported from a legitimate newspaper. The last thing Joanne needs is someone exposing the supernatural world which she inhabits. The sun chases the clouds away when her Jin lover David asks Joanne to marry him. She's thrilled to answer yes, but there are certain parties, some human, some otherwise, who will be less enthusiastic. Joanne's premarital bliss ends with when a freakish devastating earthquake hits Florida, and this time she won't be able to ask David his kind for assistance. The cause of the quake is unlike anything Joanne has ever encountered. It's fueled by a power even the Jinn cannot perceive. There, this is book 6. Like I said, I got 3 of them. I'm not quite sure what order they're in. This is okay. This one comes after the other one. Okay, let's get back. Then here, book 6. I think it ran for 9 books. I think I have most of a good portion of them now. Joanne Baldwin has had better days. At least she hopes she has. After waking up naked and freezing in a forest, she's located by 2 rescuers she doesn't recognize at all. One supernaturally gorgeous guy might have been her lover. The other says he can control the weather, and so can she. Not everybody looking for Joanne has her best interests at heart. In no way To tell friend from foe, Joanne is quickly lost in the fog of deception. Her tenuous hold on life is fading with every passing moment. Now she must rebuild herself, one memory at a time, before somebody else steals her life, and she disappears into thin air. Oh, and along the way, it seems she has to save the world. I had all these books. I don't know what happened to them. Like I said, probably the flood, the Great Flood. But it's nice to have them back. It's nice to have them in the library, which is a consistently. My library is almost a living thing. It grows, it changes. I mean, it. I know I'm the one who buys the books and puts them on the shelves, but it seems that sometimes the library itself, you know, wants certain things. You know, I'm not saying it's really alive, but it seems it acts. No, it doesn't even act like live. It just it grows, it retracts, it changes as I change. So, and right now, I seem to want the library to rebuild itself from things it's lost. Weather warden Joanne Baldwin was supposed to be enjoying a romantic honeymoon with her new husband, the Duchenne David, not running from a malignant hurricane bent on destroying her. Joined by an army of fellow wardens in Jin, on board a hijacked luxury liner, Joanne has lured the storm into a furious pursuit. Only one problem: even their combined magic may not be enough to stop it. Now Joanne's being drawn into uncharted dark territory, both at sea and in a battle for her own soul. If she doesn't change course, her fellow wardens and even Davis Jin won't have any choice but to blow her away. I'm gonna have to go read all these again. These were some great things. Usually, they, Goodwill will put a sticker on the book. I hate those stickers. But I was able to find 3 Star Trek novels, or 2 Star Trek logs, and Spock Must Die. Spock Must Die is pretty good for its age. It's got a big crease right there on the top, but instead of putting stickers on them, they put nice little price tags. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Goodwill. Not ruining my books now. They might not have been before, but they are now. Spock Must Die. Captain Kirk and the crew of the Starship Enterprise find themselves in the middle of an undeclared war waged by the Klingon Empire. The Organians should be consulted about the war, but the entire planet has disappeared or been destroyed. Mr. Spock entered the transporter chamber. His image would be flashed to Organia by the huge machines faster than light tachyons, but the experiment failed. Suddenly there were 2 Mr. Spocks. One of them had to be destroyed. But which one? Let's see. Oh. Well, card for I don't know if they're still around. It's Pickwick Bookstores. Quite a few of them. I'll take a look. Let's see what printing this is. Doesn't say. Could be a first printing. Might not be. Logs 3 and 4. Log 3 has Once Upon a Planet, Mud's Passion, and the Magics of Magus 2. Oh, these are the animated. That's very cool. For some reason I thought these were from the original ones, but no, these are the animated series. This book 4 has the Territon Incident, Time Trap, and More Tribbles, More Troubles. Great episodes. I was really happy to find those. I don't think I have the logs. And once again, my cat is in the way. And then the last three I picked up were some Warhammer 40k, Trader General by Dan. I think all three of these are by Dan Abnett. Great writer. Uh, I loved his run on Guardians of the Galaxy. And this Trader General, book one of the last sequence. It's a little broken in the back, but not severely. It's not. It might not even be broken. It might just be a little wrinkled. It might be. I mean, it could have come from the printers this way. This is book one of the Lost sequence. Trader General, Savior, or Assassin. The first installment in the series of Ghost novels. The high-ranking Imperial officer has been captured by the foul forces of chaos. Gaunt must assemble a squad of his most trusted men and venture deep into enemy territory. Their mission: rescue the officer they can. However, if he has been compromised, their rescue mission may become an assassination. Okay. Book two of the Lost sequence, his last command. Once again, this one is definitely broken, but you really aren't creased, but you really can't see it. So. And, $2 at a bookstore. His last command, book two of the Lost sequence. No. Yeah. As war rages in the Sabbath World's crusade, Commissar Abraham Gaunt returns from a Hellison mission deep behind enemy lines to find his regiment has been disbanded. The 10th, first and only, have been integrated into other Imperial Guard regiments where their natural scouting skills make them the first choice for the most dangerous assignments. With the horrors of his recent experiences still fresh in his mind, Gaunt faces the most difficult battle yet as he struggles to reunite his regiment and lead them to victory against the forces of chaos. And this is probably the worst of the three. It's got some cover slices, but it's not too bad. Oh, phone call. All right, I'm back, and so is Cup. Last one is Ravenor Returned, once again by Dan Abnett. Damned with a word. The situation is getting worse for Ravenor and his team. The investigation into the unholy psychic substance known as Pleats is leading further up the imperial hierarchy, and the local legend of an archfiend has whipped the populace into a religious frenzy, centering on Ravenor's young telepathic aide, Zale. Now more than ever, Ravenor must trust in his team to stem the tide of chaos and stop a disaster of galactic proportions. An ancient technological abomination has been discovered, and the fate of the universe could rest on a single word. All right, so let me see. Sorry about being off camera while I was talking to my wife. The cat had knocked quite a few books down. I wanted to see what I actually got today. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 books for $20. You can't beat that. That's tax included. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 books for $20. You can't beat that. It's a great deal. I don't know if you have them around, the Goodwill bookstores around you. If not, please support your local used bookstores or your local new bookstores. I picked up a couple of books today. Not really. There they are. They're not, really part of the, secondhand treasures. But I picked up today The 11th Gate by Nancy Kress says, "Seek beyond the 11th Gate. No one wants the city-states of the 8 worlds to repeat Terran clapped by going to war, but when war accidentally breaks out, everyone seeks to exploit it for gain. The key to victory and peace lies with two unlikely allies, Philip Anderson, a philosopher who seeks only the transcendent meaning of universal physics, and Tara Landry, the spoiled and defiant youngest granddaughter of an ancient dynasty. First, Tara accidentally discovers an 11th Stargate. Next, Philip figures out how to use it. Now everything is about to change for the 8 worlds. Through the gate lies a planet of danger and mystery." Trying to remember if I've read anything by Nancy Kress. If not, this looks very promising, so I'm looking forward to it. Also, I picked up Legend of the Nine Rings. Legend of the Five Rings, sorry. I've read back in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, the first two series of Legend of the Five Rings, and I was very happy to see that it's back in print. Or not back in print, they're new stories. The spiritual fabric of the Emerald Empire is at stake when two rival clans join forces to investigate a lethal supernatural mystery. Chaos has broken out in the isolated dragon clan settlement, Sable Moor. During the full moon, horrifying creatures rampage through the village, unleashing havoc and death, where the dragon samurai no Agasha no Iso Ryotora is sent to investigate. He faces even greater danger than expected. To save the village, he must confront his buried past, not to mention an unexpected Phoenix Clan visitor, Asako II, who has his own secrets to hide. The quest to save Saibo Mura will take the two samurai into depths of forgotten history and the shifting terrain of spirit realms and bring them face to face with an ancient, terrifying evil. I didn't even know the game was still around. I never played it, but I did enjoy the fantasy behind it. Like I said, I've got the 2 series that they printed back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and they're great books. So, like I said, I know Amazon's easy. I use them all the time, but if you have a used bookstore around, or brick and mortar, Barnes and Noble, uh, Books a Million, whatever, Crown. I don't know if Crown still exists. My favorites used to be Walden Books and B. Dalton, but now we have the big chain is big brick and mortar chain is Barnes and Noble, and I love my Barnes and Noble. Don't get me wrong. I wish there were more used bookstores around though. I was happy to go find some I think it was last week. I went to a used bookstore. I think I covered that in last week's Secondhand Treasures. But I'm rambling, and this is almost 20 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and, actually, it's almost 25 minutes. We're going to go ahead and call this one a night. You guys take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Oh, before I leave, you know the drill. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Take care.